first place it says to go to the lake, and it also says to go to the old quarter, but we're already in the old quarter, so I'm just going to wander around the old quarter on the way to the lake. Right, so the first thing is get crossing roads here. No. Right. Yeah, you just have to go. Did it? First spot, well, technically second, well, also was technically the first. This is Hong Kiem Lake, that's what I'm trying to say. I remember being here with my family. Lost all three of my brothers at one point. Good day though. It's a really nice place. Great thing about this spot is it's not just like a local spot or a tourist spot. Everyone's here. Like tourists and locals alike. All just here because it's a really nice space. It's free to come to and they've blocked off a lot of the traffic around here. I like it. Got my water sloshing around my bag. It sounds to me like someone's following me. It's kind of creepy. But yeah, no, I do find it hard to plan out some days when I'm traveling. So I do want to find out if this AI makes it any easier really. And if it gives me any good spots to actually go to, like good recommendations. They've blocked it off around here. There must be some sort of race going on here because they seem to be while the roads are all closed, they seem to be setting this up.
Turtles.
Kind of stuck with what to do. Find a tourist group like that that's on some sort of tour, some walk. Just tag along with that, you get all sorts of information for free. Now, for lunch it said to go to Bun Cha Long Nguyen, which serves some sort of Vietnamese sandwich. And apparently Obama went there, so it's been made famous. I've just spotted this down here. This is Na Hat Lon, Hanoi. Don't know what it is, but it's a cool building. Ooh, and there's a bull in there. I ordered the Bun Cha. Oh, smack. Veggie spring roll as well. That was properly nice food. Very tasty. Definitely recommend that. So does Obama, I think. We're now at the Temple of Literature. It's the next thing AI says to do. 30,000 dong to go in here, so £1. Part of the building here. Very informative. So this is actually Vietnam's first university, which was founded in 1076. Turtles. Garden here. It's like literally just across the wall, just outside of the museum. But there's no one here. It's really cool. They've got another nice park just across the road as well. Building flowers. Here we have Ditich Natu Hallo. It's one of the last things of the day activities it says to do. It's a museum for prison. I've got the audio guide, which is 100,000 stats. £3? Yeah. I've been to a lot of these museums, especially war museums, but this one was certainly one of the most blatantly obviously that it was biased, very much so, in terms of all the ways that when communism discussed, it was always discussed with positive terms and a positive tone of voice, and any sort of capitalism, even just the mention of it was mentioned in you can tell when someone dislikes it by the tone of their voice. It's very interesting to see it from the other side because we often hear it just from like the Western side. So definitely interesting and definitely relevant to listen to the other side that we don't hear often, because it's actually very good points in that they were locked away and people were harmed and families were destroyed and families were hurt and all the sufferings of war, and they are so right to point that out. But there was no mention of when they mentioned the American War. There was no mention of the North invading the South, and that they were communist and that they were repressing and oppressing their own people under the communist regime. There's no mention of that, and it's interesting how, and it happens in many countries, and I certainly don't support the American war. I certainly don't support that war, but it is interesting that these people were repressed by the French for so long, and what they decide to do is they decide to come out of that and oppress their own people. Yes, many of them would have thought they were supporting their own people, but communism is very clearly involves oppressing the people. It's interesting that they were oppressed in such awful conditions for so long and then decided to come out and do similar acts to their own people. I think what they were saying is a fifth of the prison was destroyed so that these towers could go up. Sorry, 4/5 of it was destroyed so that these towers can go up. 1/5 is left as the museum. It's quite well supported because a lot of the people that were kept in prison there have since become like major figures in the Communist Party here. Recommend going to the prison museum. Very interesting, but definitely keep an open mind and don't treat what they say necessarily as all facts. Take it all with a grain of salt, as all museums, because I think a lot of places will have a bias. Gonna head back to the hostel. I'll get a shower done and then head out, see what AI is telling me to do for tonight. I think so far what I've found is it's actually giving me options which, yeah, they're the tourist kind of options and things to do, but potentially things I wouldn't have done. I would have seen and been like, oh, I'm not interested in that kind of thing, but I've enjoyed. The only thing I haven't done is a cyclo tour for an hour. It suggests, but I haven't seen any cyclos around here. Potentially I do it this evening, or potentially I do it tomorrow. See what happens. Alright, we are back in the old quarter, and yes, there are cyclos here, but I want to get back so I can get set up for this, or just clean for this. I'm hot, sweaty and disgusting. Showered and just no editing done. Wi-Fi is awful in there, but I have met someone that I went to college with, so hopefully we can go out tonight. Busy, hopefully for a good reason. I got pork and sausage. This is 40,000, so like just over £1. Beer Street. that kind of place. We're back at the lake. Chicken soup. Hanoi beer, 30,000, so like £1.